Hi, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday, middle of October. Got 2 more weeks to go in the month and cruise right along, darker months. Hope you guys heeded my advice on the hydration last week. I know it sounds corny, but heaters turn on, right? Reminder, heaters turn on, your air gets drier in your house. And so make sure you increase that hydration, drink that water and the good stuff in your body, okay? Anyhow, Monday, let's get to work today. We have our warm-up loop that we're going to do. Again, I need you guys warm and ready for today's workout. Today we'll have 100 quads, we'll have 100 glutes, we've got 100 calves, we've got 2 upper body circuits in the day. Anyhow, again, a smidge rhythm change per se. Warm-up loop, let's go. 10 stationary reverse lunges, step, load that front non-moving leg, pull yourself up. Remember those toes are always able to wiggle during the dynamic legs. 10 total alternating stationary reverse lunges. The front leg is pulling you back up. The back leg is not pushing you back up. The stepping leg isn't always the working leg. You got your 10 standing scissors. Stand tall and lengthen those hamstrings, glutes, lower back. You've got rhythm of your arms, legs, hips, spine. Things are moving. Maybe it helps increase blood flow, increase that temperature of your body. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, I'll shake it off. 10 alternating stiff-legged deadlifts. It's almost like those standing scissors, but not, right? You're loaded, even though it's the opposite. Sorry, alternating legs. Legs are straight. Get out of here. Alternating stiff-legged deadlifts. Lengthen, balance. Make sure you get tall again. 10 total alternating stiff-legged deadlifts. Remember, we're not in a hurry on our warm-up loops. We are getting our mind ready, our joints ready, our muscles ready, heart and lungs. Standing runners. Runners is elbows to knees, not knees to nose. Mobility of hips, spine, knees, ankle, rhythm, posture, and breathe on your 10 standing runners. Again, you guys are getting out of bed. You're getting ready to go for your day. You've got your 10 stationary forward lunges. Step, load, and push. Step, load, and push. The front leg pushes you back. The back leg is not supposed to pull you back, but it really wants to. Step, load, and push. Step, load, and push on the stationary forward lunges. And again, you'll shake it off and you'll go into your Jack LaLannes. 10 big, slow Jack LaLannes. You gotta get up. You gotta get tall. You gotta get big so you can consistently and effectively go back down. Get down. Get dirty. Get funky. Get back up again. 10 Jack LaLannes. You'll shake it. You'll breathe it. I don't want you going faster, but we're going to increase the volume a tiny bit. 10 regular squat, 10 wide squat, 10 narrow squat, and then we're going to lay on the ground for our scissors runner swimmers. Here we go. 10 regular squat. Feet are shoulder width apart on regular position, like you do your regular wall sit, your regular leg press, your regular hip bridges. Feet are about shoulder width apart. It's just a good gauge for a middle part. So when you do go wide, you have something to reference to, and you do go narrow, you have something to reference, right? 10 regular squat, shake it. 10 wide squat. Remember, you're gonna know that as your flexibility squat. You should feel those hips having to move more. They get elongated more. You got your outer quads, your outer hamstrings on your wide squat. 10 wide squats. Hips, booty, eyes, thighs, posture. Breathe, don't be in a hurry. You then have your narrow squats, your mobility squats. Your joints require a little bit more motion as long as you maintain your motion. 10 narrow squats. Hips, booty, eyes, thighs, posture. Breathe on your 10 narrow squats. Your toes should be able to wiggle during all parts of your dynamic legs. You're not directly on your heels and you're not directly on your toes. Your toes are able to wiggle. You'll then lay down for your 10 scissors, 10 runners, and 10 swimmers. Breathe. Good time to engage your core. Make sure everything goes into your abs and your core, not in your back. 10 scissors. Breathe. Focus. Maybe feel that temperature rising in your body. Things are starting to move a little bit better, a little bit more. 10 runners. You can start from the ground and have that concentric rotational motion, or you can start from the up and have that eccentric rotational motion. Both are good. 10 runners. And then after your 10 runners, you're not in a hurry. 10 swimmers. You can be on your hands and knees for mobility and balance. Make sure you reach, or you could lay on your stomach and be supported a little bit and potentially have more contraction. Good morning, everybody. You just did 120 reps to move your body. Alrighty, take your time. We're gonna start our workout with 100 quads. Excuse me? 100 quads. I don't want it light. I do not want you getting 100 quickly, but I understand quads require load and motion. Your choices, whether you have ankle weights or a light dumbbell, you got your ISO quads. Again, we've done these, a handful of times in our 90 plus workouts together. ISO quads. I want you to try it if you want it. Stationary forward lunges is a choice, and so are narrow squats. People at the gym this morning have the quad machine, the ISO quads, the stationary forward lunges, and the narrow squats. I don't want this light, so grab whatever you can grab. Anything. Hold anything. Go grab your baby. Go grab bikes. Go grab your dogs. Grab what you can grab. You're either going to hold a dumbbell or dumbbells between your feet, ankle weights on your legs, whatever you can hold. 100 quads are coming your way without anything else. It doesn't mean you can't take a break. Here we go. Now, I'm going to start with isometric quads just so you see that position. You can sit on the ground like I'm sitting on the ground. You can sit on a bench or chair, but there's your position for isometric quads. It looks like I can do V-ups, but we're not doing V-ups. ISO quads is referring to the isometric non-moving core position, and there's your quad extension. Whether you have ankle weights on or a dumbbell between your feet, or you're sitting on the ground or a bench, you can hold your legs up if that helps you do your isometric core quads. You can hold the ground or bench if that helps you to be in your ISO core quads. Now, I keep talking about them because it's a great way to get good quads and maybe not bug your knees, and of course doing something versus what we normally do. But if you would like to do stationary forward lunges or narrow squats, please do. I'm looking for something challenging and heavy. I never want you to hurt, but I want you to use this time to load up your quads. Slow the motion down, 2.5 to 3 seconds, right? 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. Slow the quads down. That way you spend time on your quads. You've got 100 reps. Again, in my world, 2.5 to 3 seconds. That would include a couple little breaks. That maybe includes an exercise change. You're looking at about 4 to 5 minutes on your quads. Again, I'm not trying to deter you. If you were at the gym, you would have the quad machine, and as you guys all know, that thing burns. You just stop using your quads, everything just stops moving. You've got ankle weights if you don't have ankle weights, or a dumbbell between your feet for the iso quad position, a challenging position per se. And of course, we always do stationary forward lunges, narrow squats. So what a great way to get your quads without doing movements we normally do. I don't want you guys in a hurry. Take your time. Work hard. Think about those quads, the front of your legs, quad extensions. Maximize this time. Load up your quads. And remember, load does come from either physical weight, actually putting ankle weights on, or dumbbell between your feet, or weights in your hands, or it does come from a little time under tension. Spending time during the motion, 2.5 to 3 seconds is a good rep. 100 reps later, 250 to 300 seconds of quads. And that could include just a little rest, a little shake off, a little refocus. 100 quads. Remember, iso, if you're doing the isometric quad, refers to isometric core, non-moving ab position, right? You have a contraction there, and then you have the quad extension exercise. When you are done with that, you can take off your ankle weights. If you had ankle weights on, you could put away that light dumbbell. If you're going to put away your light dumbbell, you won't be doing quads again today. The next circuit is an upper body circuit. If you're at the gym, remember, I don't want you guys to be deterred. If you're at the gym, you had a choice of eccentric biceps. Your arm is over a bench. Or, like most people here online today, and even here at the gym, you could do balancing biceps. Again, we don't do these things that much. I do want you to balance on either leg, so ignore my right leg. I want you to think about my right arm, right? So you're gonna do balancing biceps. We're gonna do 20 each arm, eventually going down by 4, separated by chest or shoulders. And I know we've had these options lately. Don't go yet. 20 right biceps, balance on either leg. You'll then do 20 left biceps, balance on either leg. And then you either do 20 chest presses or 20 shoulder presses. This circuit, the biceps go down by 4, 20 each side, 16 each side, 12 each side, 8 each side, 4 each side, right? We're gonna go down by 4, and your chest is always 20, or your shoulders always 20, and you can mix up that always 20, so you'll have 100 on your pushes. Again, balance on either leg, but you're gonna do 20 right biceps, and then you'll do 20 left biceps, and then either do 20 chest presses, or you can do 20 push-ups, or 20 shoulder presses. Mix up that balancing leg a little bit. You don't have to do it a lot. And I know that balancing today has nothing to do with our hip exercises and our oblique exercises, but I've always told you guys I can balance on my left leg all day long. My right leg, I'm gonna kick with my right leg. I'm gonna do something finite with my right leg, but my left leg is so strong, but my left hip and my left obliques are immobile and weak. So take time today, work on your balance. 20 chest presses or shoulder presses. You can do either, you can do both, But as I always want you to do, maximize load potential, maximize position. You can mix them up as you wish. So the circuit is all upper body. You got balancing biceps, and you can do chest or shoulders, always 20. Don't go fast. You can go at your own pace, but your pace comes from either minimizing your rest or maximizing your load, whatever you need to do. But it's 20 each side biceps, 20 chest or shoulders. 16 each side biceps, 20 chest or shoulders. 12 each side biceps, 20 chest or shoulders. 20 down by 4 on your balancing biceps. Mix up what leg you're going to balance on. But you got the right arm and the left arm. Again, it's something we don't do very often. Honestly, I think we've done them one time in our 90-something workouts, balancing biceps. Steady, consistent motion. Load up those muscles. Balance as long as you can balance. Fight as long as you can fight. Round 1 and 2, pretty long with the balancing biceps. Good motion, standing tall. If you find yourself flying through this, load comes from physical weight in your hands or legs, or it comes from time. Spend time on your lifts. Remember, your chest or shoulders are always 20. You could do all chest today. That'd be 100 reps of chest. You could do all shoulders today. That'd be 100 reps of shoulders. You definitely have the biceps going on. Fair warning, the following circuit, you'll have a choice of the single arm chest or shoulders you'll see, and we'll have our lats or traps. So technically a well-rounded up body day to go with our quads, our glutes, and our calves. So round 2 is 16 each side, balancing biceps, always 20 on your chest or shoulders. I want you to maximize load. If shoulder presses are going to be harder, do them. But we also have done a lot of them, right? If chest presses can be harder, awesome, do them. We've done a lot of both lately. Round 3 is 12 each side, balancing biceps. You'll notice the shift of the circuit going down. And if you've already completed the round, just slow it down a tiny bit. 12 each side, balancing biceps, always 20 on the shoulders or chest. Again, technique-wise, nothing magical. If you're at the gym, like I was saying, you'd have a choice of eccentric biceps, and that means you hang over a bench. You're in a very weak position, but everybody has a choice of doing eccentric biceps and balancing biceps. Sunshine, I know you're really one of those concentration curls today, but sorry, we don't do concentration curls here at the gym. That's where you guys do the concentration, right? It's really cute and neat and super effective. Again, always 20 on your push, chest or shoulders. Let it burn, baby, let it burn. You could have made it a major chest day if you wanted to do all chest. You could make it a major shoulder day if you want all shoulders. But like I said, the following circuit after our glutes, we'll be doing single side pushes, and that would be chest or shoulders. So you have mixing those up if you want to, and we'll do our lats or traps. Round 4, 8 each side biceps, 20 on your chest or shoulders, and then 4 each side biceps. Again, we're almost done. You'll feel like the circuit's cruising right about now. And if you're a little bit ahead, just slow it down a touch. Take time under tension, a little bit of weight, maybe a quick little stretch. If you want to move your body and sweat for a second, cool. So again, if you find yourself waiting, or you get done with the circuit early, you could stretch or sweat. You could do some exertions if you want to wait. I'm not going to give you any exertion today, so if you would like to do some, you can. Round 4 is 8 each side. Always 20 chest or shoulders. Maximize the load. Whatever you can do that can be heavy, challenging, tough, invasive, please do it. And again, most of you guys are finishing round 4, you have the 8, 8, 20, and then round 5 is the 4, 4, 20. Remember, if you find yourself waiting, stretch for a second or sweat for a second. But most of you guys should be in this last round somewhere. 4 each side biceps, 20 chest or shoulders. End of circuit. Get your space ready for glutes, and I'll talk about that in a second. Four, 4, and 20. Right, as you clean up that circuit, your glute choices on the next circuit would be hip bridges. I know you knew that was coming. Remember, load is part of the equation, and that can come from time or weight load. You can do hip bridges, you can do single leg or double leg stiff-legged deadlifts, or stationary reverse lunges. Glutes, I want slow and I want heavy, please. If you're on the ground and you're gonna do hip bridges, remember, your feet can be elevated or not. Your hips can be weighted or not. But you got hip bridges, you've got single leg or double leg stiff-legged deadlifts, or you have stationary reverse lunges. 100 glutes are coming your way like you did the 100 quads. Take your time. Here comes your glutes. I'll start with hip bridges just so you see them. Remember, you could play around with the weight of your hips. You could play around with the width of your feet. You can play around at the height of your feet. So hip bridges have a lot of variety if you have different feet positions. You've got single leg or double leg stiff-legged deadlifts. You do get more hamstrings, but that's okay. You've already done 100 quads. You've got stationary reverse lunges. That's a safe way to load up your glutes. Of course, you'll get some hamstrings and quads. 100 glutes. Mix up your feet on the hip bridge. If you have the chance to add weight, please do so. If you have a chance to elevate your feet, awesome. You've got to maintain and or increase your motion if you're doing elevated hip bridges. 100 glutes. Hip bridges is an option. I know we do them. Single leg or double leg stiff-legged deadlifts. That's an option. Stationary reverse lunges. Motion, motion, motion. I went load. Remember, your glutes always turn on when there's motion at your hips, unless you're doing abs, right? So hips, 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 hips. Lengthen those glutes. Again, that'd be on a stiff-legged deadlift, single or double. Stationary reverse lunge, again, you would stay loaded on that front non-moving leg. I would say if you're gonna mix it up in your 100, stiff-legged deadlifts and hip bridges are probably ultimately the best. But you can do any of those three. So you see all the exercises, you don't have to do them. Stationary reverse lunges, they do turn on those glutes. You do get some hamstrings and quads. Just like stationary forward lunges. You do turn on your quads, but you do get hamstrings and glutes. 100 reps. Time under tension, 2.5 to 3 seconds per rep. 100 reps, just like your quads, 250 to 300 seconds. That does incorporate a quick little shake off if you need to shake off. Maybe a quick little change of exercise if you need one. Refocus your mindset. We're trying to get glutes, but you're always gonna get hamstrings with these exercises as well. It's harder to get just your quads. That's why I started with them, so you can get, we did just your quads, and that was the focus on that. It should be easier to get your glutes because you guys are so well trained. Believe it or not, some people have a hard time activating their glutes. And 100 reps coming your way, doing it right now. Keep your focus on the glutes, time under tension. Load, weight, physical weight or time, your hips, there's a lot of motion at your hips and your glutes are turning on. Of course, if you get done, stretch for a second or sweat for a second. We have another upper body circuit coming your way. And we'll finish our workout with 100 calves. Very simple, effective, thorough kind of a day. Fair warning, this Friday I'll be in Montana, so it'll be live online classes from Montana. It looks to be very, very chilly there. Might get a little snow this Friday and Saturday out there, so if I'm in a parka as I'm teaching class, don't be surprised. And finish off those 100 glutes. Focus on you, your load, your motion. But as you finish off your 100 glutes, I'm going to talk about the next circuit. You can do single side chest or single side shoulders. Remember, you could have made this a big chest day today if you did all chest earlier and you do more chest now. Same thing, you could have made it a huge shoulder day, but if you are trying to mix it up, you can lay on the ground, ball, or bench for a single side chest press, or you can sit tall on a ball or bench, or stand tall on a shoulder press. This will be the 20, 16, 12, 8, 4 single side pushes. You can either do trap rows, get low, stay low row, or you can do lat pullovers, always 20. So it feels like you have a couple more choices because you kind of do the pulling combos. When you're ready, I'm going to start by laying on the ball just so you see it. But if you want chest, lay on something. If you want shoulders, either sit tall or stand tall. 20 each side, single side push. And then you're going to have either lat pullovers for 20 or rows for 20. Let's go. Hips high, core tight. If you're on a stability ball, narrow feet, more challenging, more instability occurs. Your body has to work harder to create stability. Wider feet, of course, would be easier. So again, if you're on a ball, hips high, core tight, contract those core and glute muscles. If you're laying on a bench, you can have your feet on the ground for power. You can have your legs in the air for balance or stability. So you can mix up your feet and legs if you're laying on a bench. Same thing, if you're laying on the ground, your feet can be on the ground for power, or your legs can be in the air for balance or stability. 20 each side pushes, and then either you have lat pullovers laying on something, or you have rows, either get low, stay low, row, or if you have a TRX, fall back and row. So the pushing is going to be 20 down by 4 like you did on your biceps. Stability or balance if you want to. You're going to have your rows or pullovers, your choice. Always 20. So again, you could make it a major chest day or shoulder day. You could do all lats, all traps. You can mix them up as you wish. By the state of the game, you guys have done lots of both anyways. If you're doing rows, whether you have dumbbells, kettlebells, barbells, medicine ball, plates, you get low, you stay low, and you row. If you have a different tool like a TRX or a cable or a machine, you would get back and you would row. Traps turn on when your hands come from in front of you. If you're laying on something, you chose lats. Lats turn on when your hands come from above you. Lat pullovers is a normal option for home. Again, if you have a cable, you could do lat pull throughs or lat pull downs, but your lats are very strong. They can handle a lot of load. So round 1, 20 each side push. Again, I just want to show you different tools. It's single side push. Round 2 is 16 each side push. You could lay on the ground, ball, or bench. You could sit tall or stand tall. Again, if you are trying to work on core and stability, eliminating your foundation is huge. Laying on the ground or bench with your legs in the air, you would get unstable. Again, you don't have to. Good time to work on it though. 16 each side, whether you choose chest or shoulders. Nice, good, steady start to your week. Incorporating a little bit of balance, a little bit of core, a little bit of focus. potentially not loading up those knees with the usual suspects of lunges and squats, potentially getting our quads and our glutes and our calves without bugging anything else. Again, round 2 is 16 each side on your pushes. Always 20 on either trap rows or lat pullovers. Lat pullovers, you reach as far as you can reach. Elbows stay slightly bent. Don't bend and straighten them. That's a tricep. Keeping the elbow slightly bent, you're gonna reach. You're gonna elongate those lats, and then you're gonna contract those lats and rotate that weight above you. When your elbows stay slightly bent, it shouldn't bug your shoulder, your spinatus muscles. So you can really piss off your spinatus muscles if you have that arm perfectly straight and you're reaching and then you try to engage. It doesn't like it very much. So keeping your elbows slightly bent helps out those spinatus muscles. No rush. Round 3, 12 each side on your push. Always 20 on your pull. Again, kind of tedious, kind of boring. If you're at the gym, again, I'm not selling you guys on that. You just have more choices, more tools, more weights. 12 each side on the push, 20 on your pull. Again, on shoulders, you could stand tall and not work on balance. You could have your feet wide, feet narrow. You could balance on either leg. You could sit tall on a stability ball or bench. Again, mixing in some balance today is encouraged. Of each side, push, always 20 on your lats or traps. By the way, I don't know if you guys saw on the social media tools, I was able to get the weight side of the gym reorganized. I got the cardio side done like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I have these little space pockets where every head, physical, like your head on your shoulders, every head is at least 8 feet apart. I move the racks. We have 3 different cages. I put them throughout the weight area. I move the dumbbells out into the middle of the gym. A lot of little space pockets. I literally, my knees are all tender. No comment, gentlemen. I was literally on my knees for 5.5 hours. Mom and Dad would be proud of me. Every single square inch cleaned, scrumming, just sparkling. We moved in here 7 years and 1 month ago, or 2 months ago now. Place is just gorgeous. Round 4, 8 each side on your push. You guys are almost done. You'll have the 20 lats or traps. Then 4 each side, right? We're on the round 4 right now, 8 each side. When you get down to the round 5, quick stretch. We're gonna be onto our calves. The 100 calves, although I love them, they don't take nearly as long as your glutes and quads, so I'm not worried about that being the very last thing you do. I wish they would take longer. They burn, but the motion is pretty small. So again, round 4, 8 each side on your push, whether you lay on something and do chest, or you sit tall or stand tall and do shoulders. But again, always 20 either trap rows or lat pullovers. If you diversify throughout the day, awesome. Nothing will stick out to you, but you could have made it a major chest day or a major shoulder day. You could do all lats and all traps. I know we got your biceps. So, lots of work on a Monday morning. Round 4, 8 each side, pushing, 20 on your pulling. Round 5 is 4 each side, pushing. I'm not saying you have to be there, but if you are there, 4 each side, pushing. And then 20 on your lats or traps. I'll start talking about your calves in a second. They don't take that long, so I want you guys to either load it up with weights and or stand on something so you have more motion and you slow it down a touch. But I'll talk about that in a second. Round 5 is 4 each side, pushing, and 20 on your lats or traps. Yes. I'm going to start talking about it. I'm not saying you should be there. Now, I've talked about calves a lot when we do our wall sits. Well, I'm not saying you guys have to do a wall sit and do calves right now, but that is a position to do some calves. So I'm just going to show it to you. You don't have to go. So you don't have to be in a super low wall sit, but if you are seated or have the knees bent, you're going to get your soleus, your underneath calf. When your legs are straight, you're going to get your gastroc, the bubble that you see. If you stand on the edge of something, a stairwell, a curb, a 2x4, the side of your treadmill, the side of your bed, whatever you need to stand on, and if you can have motion, awesome, you've got 100 calves. So if you're going to leave your space and go find other space, all you have to do is 100 calves and you're all done. I'm not saying don't come back in here and say goodbye, but you might have to leave your workout area so you get more motion. You could stand on anything. You could stand on anything so you get more motion. Worst case scenario, hold the heaviest weights you can hold and do 100 calves. And I know I denoted this like 3 months ago. Does it matter about your toes? I mean, no, not really. However, if you did calves all the time and you're looking to diversify your calves, toes in a little bit would change the activation. Toes out a little bit changes the activation a little bit. But really, unless you're trying to go for majestic calves and you do all the calves all the time and you're bored of calves, I mean, just do calf raises. Lord have mercy. If you're truly trying to get your calves, go walk on your toes all day long and tell me how you feel. And no, I'm not talking about wearing heels because you are slightly supported. I tried it once, it doesn't feel very good. That's a different story. Anyhow, but doing your calves, ankle motion only. It's the smallest motion you can do unless you are intentionally standing on something to get more motion. So maybe you hold more weight. Again, a little wider feet, a little narrower feet, a little toes in, a little toes out. It does change things the tiniest bit. Seated calves get your underneath calf muscle called your soleus. Again, you don't have to do it. You started your workout with 120 reps of a warm-up loop. You had your 100 quads. We had 100 glutes. Here you are at 100 calves. You had your 100 pushes earlier, chest or shoulders, your 100 on your lats or traps, and then you have the single side balancing biceps, chest or shoulders, movement, stability, balance, coordination, all those wonderful things. Anyhow, pat yourself on the back. A nice smooth Monday. Did a lot of work. Get lots of energy to go crush your day today. 100 calves to finish off your day. Motion, as much motion as you can do, holding as much weight as you can. Happy Monday. Finish strong. Get this thing done. Work hard. Play hard. Enjoy life.